Good morning. Thanks for clicking on the video. I picked up a new gadget that I think might be pretty helpful, and I wanted to show it to you guys. It's brand new, so I don't have a lot of experience with it. Take that, you know, in mind. But it is an automatic fish feeder, and I specifically got a kind where I could control the schedule of feeding. And not all of them you can. Some of them are once a day or twice a day. I don't want to be dropping food into the cages at midnight, for example. So this was the only one I could find that let me do control a schedule, and that's via an app on your phone, as always now. And the way it works is it has a rotating drum and a little slider opening that you can adjust to decide how much stuff you want to fall out of the drum when it spins. So, and then this little black thing on the bottom is a funnel. And my thinking was I could put it on the top of a cage, plug it in. It runs on a USB electrical cord that gets plugged into an outlet. And it does have battery backup, so if you lose power, you aren't going to lose the feeding. But it does have a restriction in the feeding schedule of only 6 feedings per day. Luckily, when I want to feed every 2 hours live food, for example, that gets me through a workday with pretty good coverage. So that's what it's for. My idea is if I were to put some mealworms in the drum with a little bedding, then I could get that to drop out into a dish and have a reliable way to add additional live food throughout the day. What do you think of that? So you might be wondering, well, why not just put a full day's rations of live food in a dish, say, first thing in the morning? And what I found is that sometimes the birds eat kind of wastefully or overindulge, and then they run out over the course of the day, and then they feel like they can't find the right food for the chicks, and I feel like that can cause problems. So I'd rather feed a little bit more often. So the main thing I have to figure out is what position I want that little black slider in to open up the, I guess the trap door in the rotating drum. Now, it also has this option of rotating several times. So you can rotate once, twice, or 3 times to deliver little spurts of food. I guess that's good for fish. And I'm not sure if that's valuable or not, but I presume I can just drop everything all at once. In addition to the schedule, it has this manual button, and that's what I'm using to test it. And that's pretty neat. I don't even know. The reason I have bedding in there is, I don't know why. I guess I was thinking that the bedding would help the mealworms slip around inside the drum and they wouldn't try to crawl up the sides. But really, I don't think they can if you don't overfill it. So I'm pretty impressed. I think this is pretty cool. I mean, obviously, mealworms are not the only thing I feed or even the ideal thing that I feed. So it needs to be tested with other kinds of live foods. Freeze-dried foods, it would be fine. Pelleted foods, it would be fine. It'd deliver a lot of different kinds of things. Not frozen foods. Commercial egg food, I think, would be okay. Okay, so now to figure out how to do it. Do I put it on top of the flight cage and then let it drop through the bars all the way to the ground, or do I make some kind of a slide and I put it outside the cage and then let them slide down inside a dish, or what? So that's probably the next thing to work out. So the first thing I'm trying is I've got it just sitting on top of the cage, and I was smart and I filled it up with fruit pellets instead of the mealworms, just in case something goes awry. So the only problem with it is that the little funnel tray that it comes with is a little bit too wide, and so whatever drops out hits the bars on the top of the cage, and then it just creates this spray. So the only modification, I had a little funnel, and I cut it down so it would stick through the bars, and it would catch whatever drops out of the bottom of the device through the little funnel, through the bars, and actually it's working great. I'm already using it for the black cheeks, and it's really quiet. It doesn't seem to bother the birds at all, and I think they will pretty quickly recognize that sound and know to go look for food. So I thought I would share it right away because it could be really handy. This is a picture of the exact product that I got on Amazon. Make sure you look at the fine details because there's a lot that are very similar but have different functionality. Particularly pay attention to the scheduling options. Thanks for watching.